Greetings and salutations, my lovely little bitelings. My name is Wiggy, and today I'll be talking about Soul Worker. So, with Soul Worker's open beta scheduled for some time during the next month or two, and the extensive coverage that we've been giving the game up till now, I figured what better time than to go ahead and make this video. This is probably the most anticipated MMORPG release of the year, especially with the huge flop Revelation Online turned out to be, and with good reasoning. Playing Soul Worker has given me some of the most fun I've had in an instance-based dungeon crawling MMORPG thus far. Not only is it more fun than Vindictus and other games in the genre, but it also captures the essence of what an anime MMORPG should be: cute and fun. Stix recently posted a video on the few anime MMORPGs left worth investing time into, and Soul Worker was on that list. Now, as Soul Worker has yet to enter English open beta, I am basing this entire video off the Japanese version of the game. The English release may be very different, and this review is in no way meant to be taken as a review of the official English version. If you're looking for whether or not I think Soul Worker is or is not worth playing in 2017, you're likely gonna want to jump ahead to the end of this video. Otherwise, by all means, continue watching. Now, when you're looking for an MMORPG, you have to take several things into consideration. Graphics. How does the game look? Is it your style of game? Is it something you can spend hours, days, weeks looking at? Are the character models appealing to you? Are the graphics even a selling point for you? Gameplay. How is the combat? Is it action-oriented, or is it more traditional tab target? How does your avatar move around in the world? Is it stiff or fluid? Are things easily explained? Is the UI intuitive and easy to navigate? Are the PvP and PvE elements in the game worth investing time into? Music. Is the game sound good enough to hold your interest, or are you going to have playlists going in the background? Are you playing the game for the story, or are you playing for some other reason? Is the lore expansive? Soul Worker has a lot of things going for it, but at the same time it does get held back by the fact that it isn't a traditional MMORPG. Being restricted to running dungeons repeatedly makes for repetitive gameplay. A lack of sense of exploration and discovery definitely hurts your ability to find new things to see and do. Nevertheless, this genre of MMORPG is still semi-popular, being that there are still several MMORPGs such as Vindictus, Phantasy Star Online 2, Monster Hunter Online, and more that are essentially identical, still hanging on. Overlooking the kind of MMORPG Soul Worker is, you can still see some very anime-esque elements in the game, many you don't see in other anime-inspired MMORPGs. Now, traditionally, anime MMORPGs are just MMORPGs that have an anime-inspired graphics, whereas Soul Worker feels like an anime that you're actually physically playing through. A sci-fi, slice-of-life, moe kind of anime. It's weird, but not in a bad way, definitely in a good way. Due to the game being in Japanese and only partially translated into English, the basic premise of the game, along with the majority of what's going on, escapes me. But from what I'm able to gather, Soul Worker follows along a traditional anime trope of being an idiotic tween, finding out you have some kind of special power inside you that in essence makes you humanity's last hope against whatever the big bad is. Now, this is a brief summary of the information I found out about the story, and once again, it's nothing special. But then again, MMORPGs tend to have fairly generic plots anyway, but it's how the story evolves that makes it better. Where Soul Worker shines through the most is its incredible gameplay and graphical style. Not only does the game look truly gorgeous in terms of an anime MMORPG, but it also plays like a AAA game title. It has some of the most entertaining, engaging combats I've seen in an MMORPG. Bar maybe Blade and Soul and Black Desert. Now that's a high standard. It's definitely strange to have a free-to-play MMORPG. Even stranger to have it in an anime-inspired MMORPG. Unfortunately, since the game is in Japanese, I'm unable to really get a sense of what's going on plot-wise, but from what I can tell, the game has a large emphasis on story, which is a key selling point of the game. Typically in these kinds of MMORPGs, You tend to just run around over and over without much sense of what's going on, but Soul Worker has a lot of story to go through, which is great as story is one of the most important parts of an MMORPG to me personally. Being able to be enveloped and consumed by the story of a game is part of the fun for me, as it helps me get a sense of the world and a belief that what we're doing is actually affecting the world. Now remember, just because there are some people that dislike something doesn't mean it is detrimentally bad. So whether or not some of the things I list are good or bad, doesn't mean that they are in everyone's opinion. Everyone has different tastes and opinions after all. Now all of that aside, in my personal opinion, based off of what I like about MMORPGs, allow me to quickly go through my personal checklist. How does the game look? To me, the game looks fantastic. Not up to par with games like Final Fantasy XIV or Black Desert Online, but in the anime genre, definitely one of the best I've seen thus far. It's fantastic. Is it your style of game? Not traditionally, no. At least I don't believe so. Until I played it, I promptly changed my mind, however. Is it something you could spend hours, days, weeks looking at? Yes, definitely. It is that gorgeous to me. Are the character models appealing? Definitely. There isn't a large focus on the sexualization of the characters, but it does enforce the same kind of stereotypical anime tropes that anime is generally known for. Graphics even a selling point for you. At times, I do believe they are, as I personally can't get invested into a game that has very bad graphics, so I would say yes. How's the combat? Is it action-oriented or more traditional tab target? Soul Worker is an action MMORPG, and it handles that exceptionally. It plays like a high-quality console game, not a normal free-to-play MMORPG that you can download and play whenever you want. How does your avatar move around in the world? Is it stiff or is it fluid? It is actually quite fluid. Character animations are actually moe and adorable. Are things easily explained? Since we've played the Japanese version, unfortunately not. But we will see when the official English version is released once it hits in the next 2 months. Is the UI intuitive and easy to navigate? Yes, it is. Everything is organized neatly and accessible through the escape menu like most MMORPGs. Are the PvP and PvE elements in the game worth investing time into? There are PvP elements in the game, but they are incredibly unbalanced. As for the PvE, the vast majority of the game is based around it, so if you don't enjoy it, you're likely not going to enjoy the game. Does the game sound good enough to hold your interest, or do you have to play playlists in the background? It does. Soul Worker has some very catchy Japanese anime music, especially the opening. I mean, we have one of the songs playing in the background of this video. Does the game's story interest you? The fact that it's so prevalent should speak volumes, but unfortunately we are unable to understand the story in the Japanese version. Are you playing for story, or are you playing for some other reason why we are playing this MMORPG? Even without being able to understand what's going on in the story, we're generally able to piece what is going on through cutscenes and comments. Is the lore expansive? No, not at all. It isn't that kind of MMORPG, unfortunately. Now, these are all personal, so take them as such, not as something that is in any form a factual summation of the game. Based off of this, however, you can clearly see whether or not I believe Soul Worker Online is worth playing. I believe that although it isn't everyone's kind of MMORPG, at least initially, its cute style, fun combat definitely grows on you, and it's highly addictive. Anyway guys, that's my opinion and my opinion alone. Whether or not you or anyone else thinks alike is purely up to you. However, I hope you found this video slightly entertaining, and thank you very much for watching. And as always guys, good day, night, or afternoon wherever it is where you are, and I will see you guys in the next video. And if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to check out our most recent uploads that's coming up about...
We fell out of love like shooting stars, came crashing down.